breaking down the political landscape. This is KQ, truth for you. Political honesty rooted in God. This is KQ, truth for you.
Good evening. Welcome to KQ. I'm Ken.
I'm Kevlon.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. This is KQ, the truth for you.
Good evening. Welcome to KQ. I'm Ken.
I'm Kevlon. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Post Thanksgiving 2024. We are back. We are back. We are back. We're here despite the election, despite the results, bringing it to y'all one more time from the great land of Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh, man, you know how we get down.
Yes, sir.
And it ain't going to stop. It ain't going to stop.
Conventional wisdom is, Ken, that it's time to kowtow, bow down, and succumb to the orange bluster mite.
Yeah, that's what they would have us believe, that that's what we're supposed to do. But what they don't realize is that man barely skimmed by in this election. It wasn't no all-out blowout like they said. I mean, maybe states, a lot of states barely won, but I mean, still practically 50% of the country still voted not to have him be our leader. So
only 37% of Americans, I think, was it 31 or 37% of Americans voted for Donald Trump? So it's not like there's a big deal here. 1.5% difference in popular vote between him and Kamala Harris. It's not a crazy mystery how this happened. It's two things. It's called misogyny and misinformation.
Yeah, they hit us with the misinformation and the whole both sides isms and if Trump done something, then Joe Biden and them did something similar or something like that, because that was just the right wing echo chamber narrative that they put out every time. Everything that Donald Trump knew he was already guilty of, he would automatically just accuse somebody else of that exact same thing, and then the whole media would pick up on it, and everybody would be, the whole rigged election saying that was a complete and utter lie from the beginning. Man, he said this last election was going to be rigged. He was saying it all the way leading up to it. They were doing all kinds of this rigged, and then he won. That man ain't said nothing else about it being rigged no more. Never mentioned it. Never mentioned it.
Yeah, it all of a sudden disappeared. I mean, everything was a lie, all the way down to they're eating the dogs, and the economy is tanking, and we got to turn this ship around and do a complete 180 because everything is bad. I mean, everything, you name it, all of the economic measures were on the side of the Democrats and Joe Biden. I do fault Joe Biden for not going out and pounding his chest a little bit more. I remember during the last Trump catastrophe of an administration, every single day he was out there screaming in front of a loud jet, talking about how wonderful his economy was and how great everything was, even though it had ticked down a little bit from where Obama was when he handed it over to him. But he was out there beating his chest every single day. That type of thing didn't happen from Joe Biden. And of course, the media takes things and they don't really tout exactly what's going on. They'll just say people are feeling like the economy is not doing well. As a matter of fact, one stat that I saw was that 67% of Americans thought that we were in a recession at the time of the election.
Wow. Just wow.
Yeah.
My goodness. Man, they don't know how to log into their Fidelity, man. What happened?
Well, I mean, after you hear the media tell you over and over and over just how bad things are for consumers, regardless of the fact that Disney World was packed, every single football game was packed, everything, the economy moment. We just had the second largest Black Friday in history in terms of dollars being spent, but everybody's feeling downtrodden. So
shoot, doggone maggots showing up to the rallies with $1,162 worth of merch on, man.
Yeah,
like, how are you hurting, bro?
it's just it's a product of social media. It's a product of one of the richest men in the world buying himself an election. He bought Twitter for the purpose of taking one of the major social media propagandistic type tools out there and turning it into a weapon for Donald Trump. Misinformation, skewing the algorithms, pushing people towards false information, fake information, just wholeheartedly. He spent $44 billion on it and lost like 60% of its value buying this election.
Wow. Yep. And Tesla's following slowly behind him. They ain't even, man, they act like they ain't never heard of Mike Lindell, Rudy Giuliani. You know, all these people that put their neck out there for Trump and think it's going to be all right. And then doggone that. Yeah.
They're cracking.
Right. I mean, you see what happens every single time. Every single one of them just get crashed and burned after it.
Yeah. I mean, these are people who were taken seriously by the same mainstream media we're talking about. They were placed in front of a camera multiple times. Sidney Kraken and Mike Pillow and Rudy, over and over and over. Rudy was bleeding black down the face.
Yeah.
You know, trying to say that the last election was stolen. They were taken seriously by the media, and this same media that should have, back when Donald Trump first ran in 2016, they should have shunned him, should have made a mockery out of him when he was standing there going, "I don't remember," and getting sued for $25 million for fraud, Trump University fraud. They should have shunned him back then, but they still take him seriously to the point where what they call left-wing media, MSNBC, some of their hosts go down to MAGA Loco and kiss the ring after dogging Trump out for years once he gets elected, as if now they're supposed to treat him as legitimate. This is not good.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. So
when you bundle all of this up, it's really somewhat of a horrific time. That's why we titled this video FAFO. Now we're getting into the FO portion, and we have just a couple of months of sanity to go, and then we're in the realm of Trump world again, where he's subject to getting on the TV and telling you that we're going to come up with a way for you to inject disinfectants again. I mean, we're getting back to that world where violence is going to be suggested by him over and over. Shoot the protesters. Can we hit him in the leg? You know, bullets. You know, we're getting ready to be back into that realm. The only problem with that is you're dragging me and my brother down in that thing with you, and we didn't want to go.
Yeah, we didn't want to go. But hey, reality is reality. Like I said, I'm gonna I guess just being able to tell people I told you so is just gonna be good enough for me. That's the only hope I have left.
Yeah. Maybe this time we'll be lucky enough to where he can kick both of my kids off of my health care because they're under 26.
Yeah. Might even cost you a little more every month to have them booted off.
Bring back pre-existing conditions and lifetime caps.
Yeah. Make women's health care a non-thing nationally.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. And by the way, let's do away with all of these federal bureaucracies and all of these agencies and all of these lifelong federal employees who are experts at what they do. Let's go ahead and gut all of the agencies that we possibly can that make this thing happen, that keep us afloat, all the way from national security, the Defense Department, down to the intelligence agencies, the CIA. Let's go ahead and put all sycophants and billionaires in there that have no expertise and no leadership characteristics or what is it, where they've shown a pattern of capability. Let's stick these people in there and let's watch and see what happens. I mean, what can go wrong?
Yeah, what can go wrong with our great American experiment? Yeah, dangerous times, people, dangerous times. I'm going to just try to tread water as well as I can. And hey, hope for the best, man. They say it's going to make America great again. And
great for who?
Great for
it's going to be great for the billionaire types that he's putting in the administration. Kennedy, Health and Human Services, So now we're gonna get a guy who says that no vaccines are safe and effective, even though we no longer have to deal with polio. We're gonna get him and put him in there. He's a lawyer, but he's not a doctor, and he literally tells lies about vaccines over and over and over. And he cuts off the heads of whales and puts them on the top of the car and lets the juice bleed down into the car on top of his kid's head. So and then we have Matt Getz. He already decided he wanted to walk away because of his let's say indiscretions.
Yeah.
He's Epstein Jr., if you will.
Right.
Now we have Pete Hegseth up for the Department of Defense. He is going to he's up to lead 2.8 million people. Even though he is a world champion public drunkard who led nothing in his career except the platoons, and he believes that women shouldn't be in what is it in combat. They're
Right.
not
Yeah.
qualified automatically.
Yeah. They're not qualified for combat.
And
Neither is wokeness. Neither are. Yeah.
fire the general. He's the fire the generals guy. You know, the woke generals guy. Because they like equity and they like inclusion. So he says they should be fired. Pam Bondi up for what is she up for? The
Attorney General, ain't it?
yeah, that's right. She's taking on Matt Gaetz' place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She stepped in, filled the gap.
Yeah, she took a $25,000 payoff from the Trump Foundation right at the time when it was time for her to decide whether or not to move forward with the Trump University fraud case in the state of Florida, I believe. She turned that down, even though the citizens that were defrauded by Donald Trump petitioned her. She said, "Nah, I'm not going to do that." Right when she was cashing that $25,000 check. Let's see, who else do we have? Oh, Cash Patel. He's up for what is he up for?
Idiot. The FBI.
Yeah, the FBI. He's the guy. He's got a literal hit list of Democrats and what are they called? The MAGA people who are the Republicans who are not really Republican. What are they
called? Rhinos.
Rhinos. Yeah. He's got a rhino list and a Democratic list of people that he wants to go after. And he said that he wants to go after the media, whether civilly or criminally. And he's going to be in charge of the FBI.
Yeah. Boy, we're going to find out about that ham sandwich. They can be indicted now, right?
Oh, and one other one we want to mention, Charles Kushner. This is the father of the former White House, what do we call him, advisor, the one who had the Middle East under his portfolio under former Trump administration. He walked away with $2 billion of Saudi Arabian money for a brand new hedge fund, which he had no experience in running, which, so he just...
they still haven't gotten any return on any of their investment with it either.
No, no, not at all. And they keep talking about Hunter Biden with the China money, but they don't say anything about Jared Kushner with the $2 billion in Saudi money that he literally got, and everybody knows he got it. But his father was a criminal. I think a felon is what they call it. Like Donald Trump's a felon, and some of these other people he nominated are felony type folks.
Right.
He was such a stand-up guy that he let's see, his brother-in-law ticked him off. I can't remember what he did to deserve this, but he ended up hiring a hooker and getting her to go to his brother-in-law and seduce him, take him to a hotel room and have sex with him. And Mr. Kushner set up the room with all kinds of security cameras and recorded it, took the cameras to his sister to blackmail this guy. It was, I mean, just a horrible, despicable person. Chris Christie prosecuted him. But of course, when Donald Trump had his last administration, he hired Jared Kushner, so he pardoned Jared Kushner's father for that crime. Now this guy is up for the ambassadorship of France.
Yeah. Linda McMahon. That's one
Oh,
of my favorites. Doggone Department of Education. She wants to completely dismantle it. They say that department is overstayed its welcome in America, and they want to just tear it down and get rid of it. And so they're bringing Miss McMahon in to do with it. I guess whatever she wills. But even her, they had some issues over there with the WWF, WWE, wherever they were at.
assault, where they
Yeah,
turned their back and walked away and didn't pay any attention to it, just like old Jim Jordan did at the University of Ohio State.
yeah.
You know, I mean, the objective here is to put all of the people you could possibly get in administration department after department, who is there to dismantle the department. In other words, turn the department into just another arm to do Donald Trump's bidding and to allow all of the miscreant type behavior to go on without any scrutiny and without any uh, no stop gaps, no nothing. Just full speed ahead with all of the crap. Last time around, there were people there in the administration that were protecting the sanctity of the United States government. Let's just say all of the things that the stop gaps to just total tyranny and corruption. You know, we had people there that were serious about governing, who believed in the Constitution and the rule of law, and they stood firm in certain circumstances, i.e., Mike Pence, and didn't just allow Donald Trump to just make a mockery of the Constitution. Well, this time around,
Yeah, ain't nobody in the way. Nobody gonna stop him this time.
sorry.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get to see what the federal government running straight with the whims of Donald Trump will look like. We're getting ready to see that. Unfortunately.
Yep. Unfortunately, like I said,
I can't forget this, Ken. Get ready, everybody. As soon as Donald Trump is inaugurated, 2 or 3 weeks down after that, guess what's going to happen? They're going to come out and talk about how wonderful the economy is and how great it is and how great a job Donald Trump is doing because Donald Trump is in office.
Though he did nothing. Yep. And the price of eggs and the price of gas finna go through the roof. Boy, wait till you get a load of them 25% tariff avocados finna be coming up out of the Mexico.
Well, here, I'll give you a mark my word. The price of gas is getting ready to go down. And here's why. There's a glut. There's an oil glut going on, and it's happening now. It's been happening over the past year where the Chinese economy has been slowing down to a screeching halt. Joe Biden has wrestled them to the ground through his policies, particularly the CHIPS Act, where he's taking the wind out of their sails from a technology perspective. But the Chinese economy is coming to a screeching halt, and there are very few people still driving over there, comparatively speaking. So that's the main factor as to why supply is going so high and demand of oil is getting so low. So there will be a glut, whether or not Trump comes in office. But watch what happens. And you can look it up. Type in oil glut upcoming in a search engine, and you will see that this thing is already in motion. It's in motion because of all of the things that have happened during the Biden administration. But as soon as the price goes down, watch what people say. Just watch. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, buddy. Well, I've been doing a whole bunch of forecasting here lately, and I'm not gonna get into that because some of mine are spooky. But yeah, only thing I got left for you today, baby, is just the word from the street. We got the word from the street. Here it is.
Demonstration coming in. Hey, that little podcast shit y'all doing, y'all gotta stop this shit. Trump can't take that kind of shit, man. I'm telling y'all.
Man.
Word on the street, baby.
Well, hopefully it won't be a situation where rank and file people like me and you are going to be subject to tyranny and people coming down on us just because we are calling spade's a spade and seeing what's happening and speaking about it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will not get that bad. I can't guarantee you nothing though. But if it does get that bad, guess what? We screwed anyway. So
Yeah, if they come looking for me, then well, I promise you they got bigger fish to fry, man.
right. By the time they get down to me, they're gonna be having gotten a whole lot of other folks.
Yeah. I'll see y'all in El Segundo. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Want to take you a doodly do, can you dig it? And all I wanna do is just listen to you.
Demonstration coming in. Hey, that little podcast shit y'all doing, y'all gotta stop that shit. Trump can't take that kind of shit, man. Tell you now. Demonstration.
Take you a doodly do, can you dig it? And all I wanna do